guys! So today we're going to start on our second page of our Book of Shadows. I'm going to be adding in the moon phases, and the way I've decided to do it is I cut out some scrapbook paper in the shape of half a moon, and I'm going to glue it in ahead of this page that we fixed with white paint. So we're going to do something else on this one. So I cut out 2 half moons. I'm going to end up gluing these together just to support the page because I am going to watercolor them. And sketchbook paper is not the best for holding watercolor. It tends to wrinkle a lot. I did a few test pages, as you can see, but I think that makes a really cool texture, especially if you're doing something like a moon. So let's get started. So for the first half of the page, we are going to do the light side of the moon. I'm going to be using light colors like grays, pinks, maybe a little bit of purples and blues in it. And then on the other side, we are going to do the dark side of the moon, which will be much richer colors. So let's start with this one. I'm using kitchen sponge that I cut up. Now I'm starting by wetting this entire page, much like you would do with watercolor paper. I'm just being careful not to completely soak it. This will help spread the colors a little bit more. I'm using the same sponge. Pick up some of our gray and just spread it along our page. Trying to move around a little bit on me. So while the light side is drying, we're going to start working on the dark side using the same technique. So mixed up lots of our gray. You can see we've gone quite a bit more darker already. It's quite a bit more water too, so I'll have to let this thoroughly dry. Let's add some black. So we'll let this one dry a little bit more. It's quite saturated. The colors are very muted. I think that's really pretty with the blues and purples. All right, we're back. Our pages are all dry. As you can see, the color is very, very subtle on these. This one, I think that black is fantastic. That looks a lot like little craters on it. I think we might want to go a little bit darker. Add a little bit more color, just kind of jazz it up. Maybe we'll go with some more gray first. Just a warning to anybody that wants to try this, you will get paint everywhere on your desk. Let's try a little bit of yellow as well. Go back to our dark moon. I want to add some nice color to this one as well, but we're going to go with darker shades. A nice dark blue. That looks really cool. Maybe one more color, green. So I am super happy with how these turned out. Our light side of the moon is very subtle. Has yellow, baby blue, and pinks in it. And our dark side, I had a little bit more black speckling before I was finished. I've got darker blues, purples, and a little bit of green in there. So we're gonna go ahead and put these into our book. I'm gonna attach the front first. We're gonna tape this down. Right there. And two. And then for this one, I'm going to glue this onto the back. You can see it didn't crinkle too badly. Got a little bit of warping, but it works really well. Alright guys, so it's time to start adding in our information. I'm using just a black marker for this. These are Crayola Super Tips. So for putting in the correspondences for each of the moon phases, I'm going to need something a little bit finer. So I'm taking my fine point Sharpie. So here we are, guys, our finished page of moon phases with their correspondences. It starts at the new moon, then we have the waxing phases. These could be combined into one, but I like to separate them. Full moon and the waning phases. Again, these could be all put into one, but I like to add them all. And these are subjective to your practice. Some people like to just rest on the new moon and not do any type of magic, where I like to do the beginning of a spell that I'm working on, or cleansing is really good for the new moon. You can see I have cleansing, set intentions, divination, and new beginnings. Waxing crescent is when the moon is just starting to show its light side. I have manifesting, attraction, friendship, prosperity and luck, and action. Again, this is when you want to plant the seeds to a spell, things that you want to bring into your life. First quarter, I have transformation, creativity, fertility, and growth. The moon is waxing a little bit more, showing a little bit more of its light. Waxing gibbous, protection, success, hopes and dreams. We're almost to a full moon. And then on the full moon is the most energy. So this is a good time to make moon water. So charging your tools, cleansing, healing, love, clarity, and again, divination. Waning gibbous. The full moon is just starting to clear and go dark. We have relinquishing, cleansing, and banishing. This is one you want to focus on getting rid of things in your life. Last quarter, we have transitions, clearing, releasing, unbinding, and introspection. Waning crescent, we have reflection, meditation, and self-care. As the energy of the moon wanes, you want to go into yourself and plan for the next phase. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed watching as I put this page together. Again, this information is just my own personal take on things, so I hope it's useful to you, and next time we will do the back of the page where I'm going to talk about supermoons and micromoons, blue moons, dark moons, and lunar eclipses. I'm going to put that information right there. So next time, bye.